Make him feel welcome. We got Anthony Daniels here! And you do not stop till he gets to the sofa. You better think you get louder.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Playing my tune again. I love it.
Yeah, no. Do you ever get sick of hearing that follow you around?
Do I get sick of it? No.
That's what we-
yes, I do.
Yeah.
There are times, my whole life is not totally about Star Wars. So sometimes I hear that in the wrong place and I think, no Star Wars today. But Star Wars today, yes, here in Antwerp at Comic-Con. Are you having a good time? That was a little sound check to make sure I could hear you. Because we thought we might talk for a little bit. And then we thought we might ask you to ask me. Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
So if you've got any questions that you want to ask, save them up.
Yeah, we're gonna not spend long chatting because we know you guys love Star Wars. We've got a microphone out there. We will get to the questions in just a second. I'd just like to check in and just check you're having a nice time and that Antwerp's treating you well.
Antwerp is amazing. First of all, this convention, I think what I'm seeing in front of me is a real family affair. That is so well organized, so nice, so gentle, so polite. Everybody here is very correct, interested, well, not you. Everybody is just having a good time together. And that's what all these shows are about, not just Star Wars, but Power Rangers, even Star Trek, if you like, that kind of thing. Everybody has something, waving to my Star Trek fans out there. There's something for everybody here, and I am having a good time. It's nice to sit down because when I'm signing, I'm standing up. So this lovely, almost gold furniture.
Yeah, we sprayed it especially for you. We were going to have one that was just a red one here. But we decided we'd just keep it gold. So obviously, again, when we have Star Wars people, especially someone like yourself, how's it changed over the years? Or do you find that with every film and all the new fans that come, that the Star Wars family is essentially the same? Or has it evolved in your time with Star Wars?
The Star Wars family has evolved over time. I would remind you that back in the day, in 1977 when it came out, there was no publicity. There were a few posters, but no money for a big campaign. It was the people who went to the cinema and saw the film, who ran out and brought their friends in, and it became viral. We didn't use that word in those days. It became viral. And it is the fans who have kept it going all this time. To be fair, there are some people who like some of the films more than the others, yes? Who liked episode 1? There you are. Who didn't like episode 1? Okay, you're too shy to say. There is something in each movie for everybody. Personally, I like episode 4 the best. I thought it was kind of innocent, nice story. What I do worry about is when I see The Rise of Skywalker. Will that become my favorite? I think it might.
I mean, this is the exciting thing about having you here now. There's so many things we all want to ask that you know that obviously you can't share. And that must be constantly, you must get that all the time.
I do, and it's a responsibility, and it's frustrating, because I want to tell you the exciting things I and the other guys in the film did. We had such fun doing it. It was exciting, it was thrilling, it was huge, and 3PO, for the first time in a while, is there with the team. So he's very much part of the action. And I would love to tell you about it, but it's more important that I stay stum about the whole thing. So it's a big surprise. You already saw the fake news about him having red eyes. Yeah? Yeah. Do you believe 3PO has red eyes? I have red eyes this morning because I had a little too much wine last night. And I think that's where JJ may have got the idea.
3PO just got on it for the last
But the fan base, sometimes the fans have got disappointed that the story hasn't gone where they think it should go. We just have to trust the director.
Yeah.
And in this case, I really believe the next time I'm in Antwerp or in Belgium, you could say, you said it would be good.
How do you feel in terms of that, with it being the Rise of Skywalker? Because this is, every trilogy has had its own arc, but this is the end of the wider arc for the Skywalker saga. Is that an exciting prospect? Is it feel sad? What's the emotions there? Is it a bit of everything?
I think there's two emotions. First of all, the story, kind of it's better that it comes to an end, I think, rather than trail on forever and ever and ever, right? So I think you will all be satisfied with what JJ has come up with, okay? And Chris Terrio, the writer. Chris Terrio knows a lot about Star Wars, and so does JJ. And they have come up with a story that really works, and it's right that it should end. For me, it's the third time I have ended a trilogy. The third time I've been there for the last day and felt a little sad. And this time, yes, I felt a little more sad.
I was going to say it must be emotional. But it's a quite exciting time for Star Wars in general, without putting any pressure and commenting about things that are happening. But obviously now Disney have Disney Plus and all this new wider Star Wars is coming out. Do you find that an exciting thing?
I think it is exciting that Star Wars has expanded beyond just the stories, the original stories, because the original story is so strong that I think it can support side issues, you know? I just hope they don't water it down too much. But the interest in the Mandalorians, for instance, in the Clone Wars, which we already did, people are fascinated by stuff still in a galaxy far away. So I think, again, there'll be even more stuff for everybody. So you'll come to another convention, there'll be a raft of Mandalorians, for instance. It will go on. And some of you younger guys, you know, JJ was 10 when he saw Star Wars, and he still is so excited by it. He's wonderful to work with because he carries that excitement onto the set. So you too can carry on being excited in the future, long after 3PO is rusted into a pile in a corner.
It's quite interesting that you bring up that excitement, because obviously for you, you've been there and you've seen every incarnation of it, but like, there's all those stories about actors who come into the franchise who are so excited they do things like make sound effects because that's how they played it as kids and stuff. Is that quite a strange thing to watch, or is it quite endearing?
It is, for me, who've been in it since 1975, I come on the set of a new film, and all the crew, all the clever people who make the lights and the sound and the effects and the scenery, they have all grown up with Star Wars, they all love Star Wars. They may work on Wonder Woman or Catwoman or all these big other movies, but the one they love working on, genuinely, is Star Wars, because it meant something in their childhood. And then, of course, I'm working with actors, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac. They weren't born when they grew up watching 3PO, and suddenly, Sam Jackson couldn't believe that he was working with 3PO. How do I feel about that? Fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say, it must be.
And it's very genuine. Star Wars, for older people, it brings out memories. Everybody, some people really get quite emotional recalling their first time they saw Star Wars as a child. And that is, it makes me feel very good that we have belonged together for so long, even though we've never met until this moment. So everybody has grown up on these films, and the atmosphere on the set is wonderful because we all know why we're doing it.
Amazing. We are going to open the floor up in a second, so if you have questions, please get them ready. Just before we do that, something I'm fascinated in, because obviously as an actor, you have your biggest acting weapon taken away from you, your face. You've managed to make 3PO have all these nuances and these recognisable sort of traits. Have they evolved as the characters evolved, or is it something it's like putting an old pair of slippers on in that's straight away there?
Yeah, it's a mixture of both. The old slipper thing is quite right. I know things I can't do, I kind of invent new things that maybe I can do. But a lot of the time, the audience provides the details. You know what the scene is about, you know that we're upset, something bad has happened, that 3PO is probably sad. So I think the audience helps by reading his thin face and putting the emotion there, helping me have the emotion. But there are moments, that I am quite pleased with some effect I've done, and I feel good about it because there is only limited stuff I can do. He is an emotional character, and he is over-emotional, and he's more human in many ways than the humans, because they're all trying to be heroes and macho and butch and everything, and 3PO goes, I hate it, let's go. So it's a combination, and always I depend on the situation where the script puts me, because he doesn't make up the story, he's not the hero, he is following people that he trusts, he loves, he respects. Not Han Solo, of course. Impossible now.
Amazing. Okay, hands up for questions. The microphone is out. It is there, so yeah, it's
well, I'm going to start because there is a very lovely young lady here. So I'm going to risk life. There's no safety net. So be very brave.
Okay, yeah, the microphone's coming to.
They even gave me a microphone. You
Well,
don't have to risk your life.
you can do this. Yeah, it's very good. Okay, go for it.
I was wondering, and first of all, welcome to Antwerp. I was wondering if after so many years you still find new things in C-3PO to play, to express.
Oh yeah, do I find new things in 3PO? Yes, it very much depends on, as I said, the situation he's put in. But all the humans bring out a different quality. So if I'm acting with Daisy, if I'm acting with John Vega or Oscar Isaac, there is a dynamic, as you may remember, between Oscar, what's his name, Poe, and 3PO. Oscar's always the hero kind of figure, and he's slightly dismissive of 3PO. Well, watch out, okay. So the situation and the other members of the cast help. Yes. Another question.
Hello. First of all, thank you for being in Antwerp. I know it's not San Diego, but we appreciate you being here.
I've been to San Diego. Never again. It's a zoo. It's huge. It's a zoo. I said when I came on stage, what a pleasure it is to come to a small family-type convention. I don't think you'll see me in San Diego.
So my question is, what's a question you wish people would ask you? And could you please tell me the odds?
What's the question I wish people would ask me? Would you like more money? No, I'm kidding. I've had a very good time. I did say to a child once who said, is it hard in the costume? I said, well, I wish somebody would ask me a question I've never been asked before. And he said, what would that be? I have no idea. But mostly, people are just amused to see me out of the costume, and that's enough. What was your second question? Oh, the odds, yes. I'm not sure we talk about the odds anymore, but it is one of the most quoted lines. As you will read in this book, does anybody here not know that I have written a book? You didn't know?
Sorry.
Oh, well, let me explain.
We don't get it.
We didn't rehearse this, did we?
No.
Yeah. I was asked about 16 months ago to write my memoirs of being in Star Wars. And they said about 40,000 words. I said, okay, I will do that. Then, as soon as we agreed, they said 60,000 would be better. I have now written 95,000 words, which are being printed as we speak. It comes out at the end of October. You can buy it online at the moment, or order it online. It is the story of my story in Star Wars, of being in the movies, being at conventions, meeting the 501st, looking at forgeries, opening exhibitions, all sorts of things to do with the movies, working on episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because I do talk about episode 9. You could get a preview of 9 because this book comes out 6 weeks before the movie. Yes. However, J.J. Abrams has written a foreword, and I've checked with him that the things I have said are not going to spoil the surprise, okay? But it is a story, and it became a journey. I didn't realize that I had written the journey of my life in Star Wars. Good, not so good. Happy, sad, bad. It's a bit of everything. It's a bit like all our lives. It's not all good. I tried to be honest because I said the nice things, but I had to say some bad things as well. So we'll work out who's next. Right, I got it. So enjoy the book. Some of the stories you will have heard me tell at conventions here and there in Chicago and so on. And it was kind of interesting to write them down. The book. I am C-3PO, the inside story. Okay. Next question. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Tobias from Hungary. I would like to ask you, after 4 decades, after 3 trilogy, which farewell was the hardest for you?
Which farewell at the 3 trilogies?
It's a very good question. I will admit that this farewell, which was earlier this year, was really difficult. It was because JJ made a little speech when I left in front of the crew. I had to stand there whilst he said nice things about me. And it was hard. It was hard. And it was okay. The phrase, much used now, is bittersweet. I will not be saying goodbye to 3PO forever because he'll be in cartoon films, I don't know, all sorts of things. But as far as the films go, I believe his journey with Luke Skywalker and everybody has moved to the side now, and we're looking to the future. But it was hard.
Would you, if I'm talking years and years down the line, how does it feel, the idea that because Star Wars seems to be something that's going to live on and on and on past a lot of us, would you, does it worry you that someone else might take C-3PO one day, or do you quite...
I'm quite sure that eventually I will become even older, if I'm lucky, get even older. At some point, somebody hopefully will take over, because that way 3PO will live into the future. And I like him enough that I want that to happen. I want him to go on. He may become slightly different. But you know, there's plenty of shows that we've watched in the past where suddenly another actor takes over. And I am already used to that idea, frankly, because I do not want him to end with me. He's too good.
Do you also quite like the fact that you know the day that happens, there'll be a lot of people going, well, it's not Anthony, is it?
Yeah, and I'll be there going, yeah, well, it's not the real thing, is it?
Nice. Next question, please.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Daniels. I've actually been a C-3PO fan since before I saw the movie. I fell in love with the action figure. I think I saw A New Hope, episode 4, in about 1985-86. And I actually imagined C-3PO to be different. I thought C-3PO was going to be a strong robot kind of guy.
Sorry.
So I was not really disappointed. I was just like, I didn't see this coming.
Neither did George Lucas, frankly. Because, you know, he wanted C-3PO to be kind of grungy, kind of like a used car dealer, like sleazy guy. But he didn't tell me. So 3PO came as a big surprise to him too.
Well, actually, you just partly answered my question. My question was actually going to be, probably the question you get the most often is, do C-3PO for me, please. And my question was going to be, I know that you had some time to prepare for C-3PO and the voice, I mean, the idea came from you. Could you do another voice that you thought about? So, in all the attempts to become C-3PO?
I did a kind of experiment, but that was 40-something years ago now. And in the script, you know, I had nothing to do with the script, very little to do with it. I added some bits here and there. But it wasn't my idea. I was reading somebody else. Actors interpret, each actor would interpret it differently. And the combination of being in the wrong place, always things were wrong, that he was nervous, that he was anxious. People get very uptight, and all this becomes very tight. And then your voice begins to be strained, and begins to come up here. And so the voice prepared like that becomes tight, because the circumstances are dangerous, and I'm afraid. And so it began organically, if you see what I mean. I'm not sure that actors should talk too much about what they do. You just have to watch it on the screen. But that's how it happened. I'm afraid. And remember when he sees the torture droid, you know, killing the little So all this comes out in your voice. And all from the middle, a lot of emotions come from here. And so, because he's afraid, this becomes very, very tight. And when I'm putting my voice on the screen, I stand like C-3PO, and people almost imagine the costume around me because I am there. Maybe you're doing that right now. Hello, I'm C-3PO, human cyber relations. You see, it's magic.
Yeah.
It's true.
Next, we've got time for a couple more, I imagine.
Hi, I'm really happy to see you again from my fire first. So the question is, how do you get that shape always to wear that amazing armor? And also, if the book is written in 6 million forms of language. Thank you.
I will be honest that I'm not always the same shape. In between movies, I kind of do expand a bit because, you know, I've been in Antwerp now for 2 or 3 days and the food is, so I've already changed shape. My first meal was mole frites. Oh, fantastic. Last night I had a couple of Hogarth and, you know, wow, I enjoyed that. So I have the ability to take the weight off. Also, I do go to the gym every day if I can, because you can stay the same shape. I don't need big muscles, but I do need to be strong. In this latest movie, at one point, I am using my right arm to stay and big muscle. So I actually have to be stronger than I look, just to stand upright sometimes. And it's part of the discipline. It's like learning the lines of the script, that you have to be prepared to come in, ready to put on the costume, and not go, ouch. Because if I'm too big, it's going to hurt me, and I can't breathe. So it's a discipline, but it's not easy, frankly.
Thank you, Mrs. Andrew.
Good question.
That was great. There's also that beautiful moment when everyone just took a silent intake of breath, like, is he going to give us a spoiler? Everyone just like quiet at the same time. It's lovely.
It's quite hard not to.
I know, I couldn't imagine, like, I'd be slipping up all the time. Very well disciplined indeed. We got any more questions?
You know what is lovely is that JJ it's so wonderful on the set. When we have a big crowd scene or small crowd scene, he welcomes everybody and he says, you know, thank you for being in the movie. And here's the thing, please don't tell anybody what you see and what you hear. And I don't believe any of the extras, the crowd artists, have ever given away any secret, because they are so proud to be part of it, you know, and they respect the film and they also respect the audience. And anybody who does a spoiler doesn't deserve any respect at all. You know, anybody can say, I know a secret, but you have to be 5 years old to say that, you know. Afterwards, no spoilers.
We're going to take a few more questions. We got one from Jedi.
My question is, how many times did you actually fall while wearing the 3PO costume?
How many times did I fall? That's a horrible question.
It's how many times you got up that was important.
So much. Unfortunately, quite a few times, and I have learned to. I can remember the first time was in the desert, just after I'd split up from R2-D2, and you know, the sand was very fine and suddenly right down, and actually I managed to go like that, so I was this shape and they ran to pick me up. I have fallen quite a few times and it's not nice. The one that's on film, because the documentary people were shooting at the time, was when I walked towards the camera and just went bang, because they had put big sheets of polystyrene painted black in front of me and I couldn't see them. So I walked into these walls and just fell like that. The scary time was when I had the puppet on me and I was introducing Uncle Owen and Uncle Lou to Anakin and Padme. And I did it many times, moving like that, with this puppet attached to my front. And on the close-up, I walked forward. I'd asked them to smooth out the floor, because it was rocky, and they said there was no boards to put down. And on that last shot, I hit a rock, and I fell from here to there. It was so scary. I thought I would maybe hurt myself. What I had hurt was the puppet. I had smashed it. It was a bad thing. The other day in the desert, I fell over a guy rope on a tent because I couldn't see. Many times. And the difficult thing, the older I get, the more nervous I am about where is the edge of the stage. Wow. So I've managed to recover each time, and that's the thing, is how many times you get up.
Exactly. And we're glad you got up every time. We hope at least there weren't any prolonged. So imagine like the costume, if you do fall as well, it's not like your body can just crumple like it does. Yeah, we're going to take a couple more and then let you go. So any last questions? We've got one over here, and then we'll try and get one more, and we'll let you get back to the convention.
Hello, thanks for being here. My favorite video is the scene with the Ewoks where he's doing all the lovely sound effects, and I was wondering if you could share an anecdote about filming that scene.
The scene where 3PO is explaining why Ewoks might want to help us, they asked me on a Friday, they said we'll be shooting that scene on Monday, can you make something up, can you rehearse? So I pushed some furniture away in the sitting room and you know, worked out what kind of gestures there were, you know, that kind of thing. Hamster, carbon. I love that. But one of the great things about it, it was strange, it wasn't easy. But I loved that Ben Burtt put in all the sound effects. Yeah, that makes it so much better. But it was very rewarding. Apart from the look on Han Solo's face, because he didn't really respect 3PO very much. And I'm going, you know, then you flew to Cloud City, was very, very beautiful. And, you know, Harrison's going, so that was, I remember had the worst cold of my life. I couldn't get a handkerchief in here. Okay, think about it. Half an hour inside with no handkerchief. It's not a pretty thought, is it? So next time you watch it, just think I'm dying. I haven't told that story before. And Brian Lofthouse, my dresser, my assistant, was so wonderful, adorable. But I said to him in the mask, when you take my face off, you need to blow my nose. Like I was a tiny child. So he took the face off, put a big hanky. Think about it.
Did C3POs after that get a little release valve?
To do with that.
Yeah, okay, we're going to take one more question, then we're going to let Anthony get back to the day. Anyone want to close the question? Come on, guys, don't be shy.
Young lady at the front.
Yeah, we'll come full circle.
Okay, borrow my mic. Oh, here we go. Very good, thank you. Yes.
If you...
I noticed, is this my close-up?
This is your close-up. It's a beautiful close-up.
I love the way you can't go to any event without everybody holding up a camera, all to be on a little screen. Go for it. Hello. Am I in focus?
You should be. I was wondering if you could say one thing that you hope C3PO would be remembered for, maybe like even 50 or 100 years from now. What would it be?
That's a very nice thought. I would like him to be remembered, as, whenever necessary, as being loyal, devoted, kind, well-intentioned, and sensitive. And he's only a machine. Though maybe we can translate those thoughts into our humanity as well. But I like him very much. Don't want to be with him all the time, but he's been a good friend to me. As have fans like yourselves. Thank you for being here today.
What a lovely close, yeah. Remember to go and see him, he'll be here for the rest of the day. Speak about this, make a note, it's coming in October. One more time, Comic-Con, Anthony Daniels! Ah.